Good morning everyone, welcome again. Today we will discuss topic factor affecting development in chapter 4. So let's start factor influencing development. Have you observed in your class that some of you have dark skin, others have light colored skin, color of your hair, eyes are different. Some of you are tall, others short, some are quiet or sad while others are talkative or cheerful. So people also differ with respect to intelligence, learning abilities, memory and other psychological characteristics besides physical characteristics. Despite this variation, no one can be mistaken for any other species. We all are Homo sapiens. What causes us to different from each other, but at the same time more like each other? The answer lies in the interaction of heredity and environment. So, heredity and environment that factor these are factors that influence or affect development. So let's start. We have already discussed in chapter 3 that principles of heredity explains the mechanism of transmission of characteristics of by every species from one generation to next. We inherit genetic codes from our parents which are in every cell of our body. Our genetic codes are alike in one important way. They contain the human genetic code. It is because of human genetic code that a fertilized human egg grows into a human baby and cannot grow into an elephant, a bird or a mouse. So, genetic transmission is very complex. Most characteristics that we observe in humans are combinations of larger number of genes. You can imagine the combination produced by 80,000 or more genes, accounting for a variety of characteristics and behavior. So it is also not possible to process all the characteristics made available to us by a genetic structure. So genotype, the actual genetic material or a person's genetic heritage, is known as genotype. All of this genetic material is not apparent or distinctly identifiable in our observable characteristics. And phenotype, it is the way an individual's genotype it is expressed in observable and measurable characteristics. It includes physical traits such as height, weight, eyes, skin, color, psychological characteristics such as intelligence, creativity, and personality. So, in genotype, not all the genetic material is apparent and distinctly identifiable or in our observable characteristics, that is genotype. These observable characteristics of an individual are the result of interaction between the person's inherited traits and the environment. It is a genetic code which disposes a child to develop in a particular way. Genes provide a distinct blueprint and timetable for the development of an individual. Genes do not exist in isolation, and development occurs within the context of an individual's environment. This is the way each one of us is unique, like teenager, adults, and old age. And how fertilize when you are a newborn baby, then you become child, then teenager, then adult, then old age. After that, last stage is death. This is a circle. Next is genes set the limit, and within that time limit, the environment influences development. For example, a child has a genotype which predisposes him or her to be introverted, and in an environment that promotes social interaction and extroversion, the influence of such an environment may make the child a little extroverted. An individual with short height genes, even if he or she is in a very good nutritional environment, will never be able to be taller than average. So parents not only provide the genes for the child's development, but also play an important role in determining the type of environment their children will encounter. So Sandra Secker 1992 believed that environment parents provide for their children depends to some extent on their own genetic predisposition. For example, if parents are intelligent, that are good readers, they would provide their children with books to read, with the likely to outcome that their children would become good readers who enjoy reading. A child's own genotype, what he or she has inherited, such as being cooperative and attentive, is likely to result in teachers and parents giving more pleasant response as compared to children who are not cooperative and attentive. So children themselves choose certain environments based on their genotype. Because of their genotype, children may perform well in music or sports, and they will seek and spend more time in such environments. So this is about our factor influencing development that we have discussed today. An environment factor that I have already discussed. So genotype help to a children to able to develop in an environment. So here is one example. An individual with short height genes, even she or he is in a very good nutritional environment, will never be able to taller than average. This shows that genes set the limit. Within that limit, the environment influence development. Here is also prenatal development and postnatal environment. Prenatal environment and postnatal environment, internal and external. Internal means intelligence, hormonal influence, emotions. External, cultural, socio-economic, nutrition, climate and season. Ordinal position, exercise, deviation from positive health. These are external and environment that are postnatal environment. And nutrition also help to develop a particular child. So these are two factors that influence development, heredity and environment that we have already discussed in this video. Next time we will move further. Thank you.